Hey, what's up, everybody? Check this out. XRP versus Bitcoin. Looks like we have an ascending triangle in the works here. Massive ascending triangle. This is the 2 week chart. This is the 2 week chart. And we're about, I would say, 65, 70% done with this triangle. So yeah, it looks interesting. It looks pretty darn good, if you ask me. If you take the measured move from this triangle, and you put it right there, it gets us to about 0.0013818. So what is that in dollar terms? Well, that's like pushing, I would think, depending on the price of where Bitcoin is, around that $3, $4, $5 mark. I would say between $3 and $4. So yeah, and then also what we have. This is a bullish chart. I mean, you could see. This is your. Let me take everything off the screen here. Watch this. This is very strong resistance right in here. And XRP has been battling this for, let's see, since back in August of 2019. So 20, 21, 22, 23, over 4 years we've been under this resistance. And it's continuing to get rejected, but what it's doing also is it's making these little cups. See, there's a cup, there's a big cup, there's another cup, there's another cup, right? So these cups, tell me that, yeah, it gets rejected, but then it also comes right back up. And then another thing to understand is that it's making cup and handles. It's continuing to make cup and handles. So, for example, there's your cup, there's your handle, right? Here's a cup, here's a handle, right? So we want to see this thing break out. I mean, look how much built up energy is in this resistance. Meaning, when price comes up here and hits it, usually it comes all the way down and gets rejected. But that's not what's happening. What's happening is we're cupping into the resistance, cupping into the resistance, cupping into the resistance. So all this built up energy in here is, it's like I would say, like you're holding a beach ball underwater and all that pressure is. And then if you look closely, we have a triple cup and handle. So there's your cup, there's your handle, and there's your other handle. Look at that. We have 3 higher lows. So this is looking really, really bullish. Remember, this is the macro chart, so it's going to take some time. But just remember that this is the main area we got to break through. So if you're on TradingView, I would put my line right at 32.40. If we break 32.40, we are off to the races. And then check this out. We have broken out of this channel here, which is a very bullish sign as well. So get rid of that. So check this out. We're coming down in this channel. First of all, we had this massive impulse to the upside. Then we had an A wave, a B wave, and now this is C, right? So we had an A, B, C. Then we impulsed to the upside, battled the top of this channel, this downward resistance line. We came down. Instead of coming down back to the bottom, we stayed right towards the top, and it wouldn't allow the price to come down. But instead, we went sideways, and then we broke out. That was the major breakout that we all needed. And that wasn't the SEC crash either. That was the pump before that brought us to the upside. So we broke out, and then we came back down, and we back tested the channel, right? That's an important thing to see here. Let me zoom in on this. So we broke out, we back tested, we confirmed the back test of the top of the channel, and then we pumped to the upside. So here's your wave, and now we're pulling back. So what comes next? Probably another pump to the upside, and that would get us out and away from this channel, and also that would totally break above this yellow resistance line that we've been in for the last 4 years. I mean, think about it. 4 freaking years we've been under this unbelievable resistance. And yeah, if you paint the picture, it's really bullish. You know, this was our rally right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But I don't like that because 5 is truncated. So I would just consider this here to be the main rally, the one that in 2017, 2018 that blew everybody's minds. This is your A wave, this is B, and this is C. Inside of this channel, or inside of this channel, it's like a massive bull flag. So here's your flagpole, and then here's your massive flag, right? And we're coming down in the flag. We broke out of the flag. Now we need to break above this resistance and then continue carrying on. Wow, what a messy chart that is, right? So let me remove all that. So looking at it butt naked, what do you see? I'm liking and if that doesn't make sense, what really is the showstopper for me is these cups here. Cup, handle, handle. So you have a stair step. And someone can call that 3 rising valleys. So that's 3 rising valleys into a resistance. This isn't just 3 rising valleys just because it's rising. This is 3 rising valleys into the multi-year resistance, into the 4-year resistance. So we break this line right here, you're going to have more XRP millionaires than ever before. That's the millionaire XRP line right there. That's a good name for a title. The XRP millionaire line in the sand. So let's zoom in here a little bit. Take all that off the screen. Notice also what the price continues to do, right? So you have this massive pump, and then you kind of drag down. You have a massive pump, and then you drag down. You have a massive pump, and then you drag down. And then you have a really massive pump, and then you drag down. And then you have a massive pump, and then you drag down. So what is that doing? People say, oh, it's bearish, that's not good. Well, what's happening here is we're inside this tight range. I'll show you. Boom, boom. That's the range we're in. So basically, here's your bull market, and here's your bear market. And then this down here was your manipulation. That was the manipulation. And when I say manipulation, I don't mean like personally manipulating. I'm just saying that's the manipulation of the price, where people go, oh, we broke this, so now we're going to go really low. But that wasn't the case. This was the massive buying opportunity of a lifetime right here. And that was the SEC crash, I believe. Anyway, that was the time to buy. And then, so what happened is, like I said, that's your bull market. This is your bear market. And then there's your final capitulation. And then what happened? You marked up in price. And then you have these pullbacks, rally, pullback, rally, pullback, rally into the resistance, right? This is the trend. This is the massive XRP millionaire resistance line. And notice that you're not really coming back down here. You only tagged the bottom once. Most of the tags are up here. You got a tag there, a tag there, a tag there, a tag there. You have 4 tags and 1 down here. I don't know about you, but that looks like perfect geometry to me. So then what happens is, now we're pulling back. And what do you think is going to happen? Do you think we're just going to come down here and then just continue collapsing? That wouldn't make any sense. To me, what's really, really imperative, and I'm going to take everything off the screen because this is the biggest thing that I'm about to show you right here. Check this out. So here's your resistance right here. Here's the bottom of the channel right here. And what do you see in here? What do you see that, like I said, we had the cups, right? The cup, the 3 cup and handles, right? You have a cup and handle within a cup and handle. That's really bullish, right? But you also have what is that? That, my friends, is an inverse head and shoulders, one of the most bullish patterns, especially on the weekly chart. Monthly chart, incredibly bullish. Incredibly bullish. Now, you see inverse head and shoulders pop up all the time, like on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the daily, whatever. That's sometimes those fizzle out. But when you're looking at it on the 2-week chart, that is a massive sign. I'll tell you why. Because the neckline right there, the neckline is so powerful. It is unbelievably powerful. Look at how many resistance points there are. Like I said, you have resistance here, 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 and here. That's a lot of touches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 touches, and then just 1 on the bottom. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 recent ones, not counting this manipulation right here. So let's see what the measured move would be from this head and shoulder. So here's the head right here. I'm going to take a measured move, and then I'm going to put it right on top. Doesn't have to be exact. We're just ballparking it here. We're not precision trading. Remember, if this was actual trading and you're precise, you got to be precise. This is just, we're just trying to get an estimation of where this thing can go. That got messed up. Let me do that one more time. So this would be your target right in there. I'll put that green. There you go. So that correlates with all the things. So here, I'm going to run it down, and this is going to be very fast, of all the bullish things that I've seen. Okay? Number 1, we broke out of the long-term downward channel. Remember, descending channels are bullish, not bearish. Right? Ascending channels typically break down. Descending channels typically break up. And what do? We broke up. So that's bullish thing number 1 right there. This chart's going to get messy, so bear with me. That's bullish thing number 1. Bullish thing number 2 is we broke out of the channel. We broke out of the channel. That's number 2. Number 3 is we back tested the channel. We back tested it. That's number 3. Okay, number 4. Let me take everything off here. Number 4 is the cups, right? So you have a cup here, a cup here, and a cup here. And they are all higher than each other. They are all higher than each other. There's your cup. Right there. That's bullish thing. What did I say? Bullish thing number 4. This is bullish thing number 4. And also, bullish thing number 5 is, I'll show you right here. Ascending triangle. Big thing right here. I don't even know if I showed this. Did I show this? This is the ascending triangle. This thing right here is very bullish. So we have the channel breakout, which is number 1. We have the breakout, which is number 2. We have the back test, which is number 3. We have the 3 rising valleys, or cup and handle, double cup and handle, which is number 4. And now we have number 5, which is what? The ascending triangle. Ascending triangle. So let's see the measured move on that. So that's 5 reasons right there, and I'm not even finished yet. Take the measured move. There's your measured move, way up here. And that would take out this liquidity up here. So there's a lot of liquidity resting right in here. Because this was the breakdown, right? This was the retracement. And this right here was the last retracement before the big fall. So there's a lot of liquidity up here. So it would make sense for the price to oscillate in here like it's been doing. And remember, constantly making higher lows while going above this resistance here. I'm sorry, while testing this resistance, you're constantly testing. You're cupping into the resistance. That's the big thing. So I know it doesn't look pretty right now because you have all these red candles, but remember, we're still in an uptrend. Here's your uptrend right here, and here's your resistance. And what's happening? The price is billowing up inside this triangle. We're probably going to break out, back test, and then reach this liquidity way up here. That's my main prediction. There it is right there. You see it right here. Take a screenshot of that, because that is what I'm seeing is most likely going to happen. So that's 5 reasons. I am not finished yet. Let's go on number 6. I mean, I could pull up the oscillators too. Like, check this out. If you look at, let's go to the monthly chart now. This is the big boy. This is the big boy right here. Look at that. We have a double 9. We have 2 9s right at our resistance point here. So let me draw the triangle one more time. Right, here's your triangle. Right there. And in this triangle, we have our main enchilada. This is the main resistance, right? And you have 2 9s right here. That 9 gets activated once we break above these red dots. See the red dots in there? Those red dots right here, all these red dots right in here, that's major resistance. See, this 9 right here was so, like, look how crazy that is. So you have a 9, right? You have a 3-way pullback. You get a 9, right? You have these red dots. Then you get another 9, and you print all these red dots. And that 9 right there is so powerful that for the last 4 years, we couldn't break it. Why? Because it was building up strength, building and building and building and building and building. And what do we have now? Right? We have that ascending triangle, but also, I don't even know what reason of mine was it. was it reason number 6 or 7? I mean, there's a lot. Is this one right here. Let me actually use this, would be better. So you have a left shoulder, you have a head, and then you have a right shoulder. And that's what you see here. And then this is your neckline right in there. This is the most powerful resistance area right in here. Boom. And that's reason, what, 6? Reason 6 that I'm so bullish. So there you go. And then this stuff might not make total sense, but at the end of the day, it's making a lot of sense from a technical perspective. I mean, I just love the cups right here, cup and handles, right? Higher lows, right? Higher lows into the resistance, right? It's not higher lows like this, like I'll show you, like this right here. See how this was a higher low, but we already started the bear market. So yeah, those are higher lows right there, but that's not into resistance. That's just basic higher lows. This is higher lows into the ascending triangle, into the top of the belly. The belly of the ascending triangle is the trend. The top of the ascending triangle is the resistance. So look at that. So you have, and then you finally, and I know the video is getting long, hold on. Finally, you have the triangle. I mean, the descending channel. We broke out of the descending channel with a ascending triangle, with 3 rising valleys, with 3 cup and handles, with an ascending triangle, with an inverse head and shoulders. I mean, come on. How many things do you need to say freak Bitcoin, hell with Bitcoin? This chart right here, if everything I mentioned, not financial advice, don't listen to anything I say, I could be totally dead wrong, But from everything I'm looking at, there is no reason for me to own Bitcoin at all. I mean, look at this chart. It is the most bullish XRP versus Bitcoin versus Bitcoin chart. Remember, this is XRP versus Bitcoin, not XRP versus the dollar. So Bitcoin can go down and XRP can stay at 50 cents and this thing can still break out. You know what I mean? So that's probably not going to happen. What I think is probably going to happen is Bitcoin is going to, trend sideways, consolidate, and hopefully XRP can start picking up steam, breaking that 50, 60 cent range, and then we are off to the races. But look how many bullish things are on here. I mean, you have, like, I'm going to repeat myself. You have the channel, that's number 1. You have the triangle, that's number 2. You have the valleys, that's number 3. You have the inverse head and shoulders, that's number 4. You have the constant cupping into the resistance, that's number 5. You have the breakout of the channel, that's number 6. You have a back test of the channel, that's number 7. I mean, and then you have higher lows and things like that. So it's all shaping up to be a beautiful scenery. I mean, if you're an XRP holder, which I am, then this is a good thing. And I know that you can say, well, you have bias because you're an XRP holder. Yeah, that's true. I have bias, but come on, how many things do I have to show you for the bias to say, you know what, there is something there? You know what I mean? Especially this thing right here. See how this is the tip. This is the tip of the iceberg right here. So the price is just getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. It's like a coiled spring. You're holding the spring down, spring, and boom, you break out. You break out to the upside. Then you come crashing down. Oh my God, the world's ending. But no, but wait. You got to back test it. You got to back test it. See, now we're going to, I just showed you everything that's bullish currently. Now, when we break out, we're going to break out, and then we're going to come down. We're going to back test this resistance. Remember, this is a 4-year resistance line. Massive, massive resistance. Once we break out of it, it's going to be like you're going into outer space. But then what happens is you have to come all the way back down, and you have to confirm the breakout by back testing previous resistance as the new support. That is probably the most important line in this video. You break out of a massive resistance, you got to come back down, and you got to back test previous resistance as new support. Once it's confirmed, this right here is probably the most important inflection point in XRP's history. Is going to be right there. Probably sometime next year when we break out and we come down back. It doesn't have to back test, right? It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to, but more times than not, it usually comes down and back test it. So if we come down and back test it, that'll be the biggest inflection point of XRP's history by far. So once we back test this area right in here, and then we can get the real bull run, the one that everyone's been waiting for, And then here's the all-time high right here, right? We break that, we come down, and we back test that, we probably make another wave, right? And what would that be? It looks like it'd be a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then we have, bear market, and then continue on. So, from a technical perspective, what do I know? I'm just a regular guy. I could be totally dead wrong, but I don't know. I've given you a lot of reasons why I think this chart is incredibly bullish. Now, if you want to peek at the XRP versus USD chart, what that would look like, check this out. So here's the XRP versus USD chart, the chart that everybody knows, that everybody sees. So check this out. We also have a miniature fractal in here. Let me take everything off the screen. Remember that triangle that I just showed you? We have the same type of thing right here that XRP broke out of. See the triangle? Right there. Boom. That's the same type of move, right? And what happened? We broke out of the triangle. But the problem is we broke out too early. See, anytime you break out too early, a lot of times you come right back in the triangle. So, but it's the same kind of concept, right? You have a cup and you have a handle. And what happened inside a triangle? And what happened? You broke out of the triangle. And then you said, okay, we're going to come down and backtest. But we didn't backtest because Bitcoin had that massive liquidation event. But more than that, the triangle wasn't completed, right? We want to see the triangle break out maybe 70 or 80%. So probably should have break out right here. But instead it broke out right here, which made it come back down because it wasn't ready yet. Remember, it's like if you're baking a cake, it's got to bake for a lot of times, right? If you take the cake out too early, it's going to collapse, right? It's going to collapse on itself. So you got to stick it back in the oven. So now we're back in the oven and we're letting it continue to bake. And then we're going to, play around in here. Anything can happen in this area. But we can even come down and retest 41 cents, the belly of this triangle, before carrying on. So then that would make sense, right? That would line up perfectly with the XRP versus BTC chart. And then also, looking at it from the macro perspective, we have a massive triangle here. And for me, it's Elliott wave. This is an Elliott wave triangle. So you have an A, B, C, D, and now we are in E. Right now we're in E. And what happens after that? moonshot. And then remember, every wave has to have 3 waves. So here's 3, 3, 3, 3. And now they get smaller and smaller. So now we just had the first wave. We're probably going to retrace back up and then come back down and then go up. So looking closer, let's go to the 5-day chart. That's probably what we're going to look for. Let me take all that off so it's cleaner. So we had our 3 in D right here, and now we're getting our 3 in E. And this is the last one. So we had wave 1, now we need wave 2. We're probably in wave 2 right now, and then we're going to have one more dump into wave 3, retesting the belly of this triangle, and that'll be the biggest buying opportunity right here. Probably sometime, man, that sucks, sometime next year. Hopefully sooner. Hopefully this E wave, we might rally into the winter, pull back at the end of the year, and then maybe by next spring we bottom out and then we start rampaging to the upside. So we can get up here and then we break the triangle, we come down, we back test it, and then we go to the moon. So I'm a hodler, I'm holding, I'm a holder. And if you look at this here real quick, you have a rise, a crash, a retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, 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 blast off. Let me say that one more time. You have a rise, a crash, a retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, 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 blast off. So what's happening now? We have a rise, a crash, a retrace, a reaccumulation, sideways, sideways, sideways. This whole thing is one sideways torture chamber. And then what happens after that, right in here, is the same thing that's happening right there. Sideways, 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 and then we blast off. Blast off. So that is it for this video. Hopefully you find it useful. Remember, it's not financial advice. I'm just telling you what I see in the charts. I am extremely bullish on XRP, but that doesn't mean it's going to go up tomorrow. It might not even happen this year. But I believe we will see massive price action sometime next year. Hopefully sooner. But it's coming. It's coming. It's only a matter of time. And if Bitcoin, needs to chill out and remain, because that's the whole thing, right? XRP is all based on the stock market, the dollar, crude oil. It's based on Bitcoin. There's a lot of factors. The bond market, everything's like one giant jigsaw puzzle. And, it's every puzzle piece moves, the money moves around it. And when you take money from one spot, money goes, it doesn't disappear. Money has to go somewhere. So it's always circulating around like a washing machine. And all I am is an XRP holder waiting for my turn for when that washing machine makes its way to this chart right here, which is the XRP chart. So when that happens, hopefully we're all millionaires and we can chill out on the beach and have a beer sometime and talk about how insanely brutal this bear market was. Because remember, this whole thing, I've been buying in here. I don't know when you were buying, but I was buying in here. I bought all in here, been buying in here. I've been buying a while, right? But the first time I bought Bitcoin was back in 2017, back in here. First time I bought XRP was in here. So I've been waiting a long time, years. So it's overdue and it needs to come, and I can't wait for it to come. And this is just technicals, right? If you look at the fundamentals, it's even more bullish. Ripple, the company, IPO, the only one with legal clarity, the fastest, best crypto blockchain on the planet, the one that with actual use case everybody uses. Grandma and grandpa use payments, but grandma and grandpa might not need an oracle. Like, what the fuck is what's an oracle? You know what I mean? What's an oracle? I don't know what that is. You know what I mean? Like, what is all this DeFi? I mean, yeah, we all know what it is. But what I'm saying is grandma and grandpa don't know what it is. And if they're not going to use it, then it's probably, it doesn't mean it's going to be big. Like the metaverse was all hyped up. The biggest thing in the world is payments. Everybody makes payments. If it's a car payment, an insurance payment, a house payment, whatever payment it is, people understand payments. And what is XRP? What is the best coin on planet Earth for payments? XRP and XLM, right? So, you know, when utility comes in, then we can see the big price, right? So this is, I look at it in levels. Let me just show you here. This is the birth. Let me take everything off the screen real fast. This is the birth, right? That's level 1. Level 2 is the speculation. Now we're in speculation, level 2. Level 3 is the breakout. That's where kind of Bitcoin is now, where Bitcoin broke above 20K. That is the induced speculation, right? And then probably number 4 will be utility. And that will be the big one, right? So we have these levels, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that would be an Elliott wave pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I'm hoping utility can come in sooner, but we all have to wait and see. But right now, this is speculation. This is speculation. This is speculation. When we break out, it will probably be speculation, unless they just flip the switch, and we're ready to go. And then we come back down, we back test, and then we continue higher. And then it's all said and done. You can get whatever you want, do whatever you want, because by that time you'll be financially free, and that's why we're all here.